According to the distributing person city code subsection, it states that any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of the Flint City Code section 3110. Disorderly conduct, assault and battery, and disorderly persons, and will be subject for arrest for misdemeanor. Any person who permits the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given one warning. If they persist in disrupting the meeting, that individual will be subject to arrest. Violators will be removed from the meeting. That is my point.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion in the second, it's still the first round? Is there any other discussion in the first round?
Madam Chair. So that is
Getting pretty juicy in here. Figured I better go live.
She's offensive. But I do want to say, Seamus, last year, how are you? I know you seem a little irritated today, and it is very hostile in here. It is very.
It's hard as staff to sit here, to be here all day at work, and then come here, and then things get prolonged. We don't know if we're going to have to come to work with corn. We don't know what's going to happen. I have a babysitter and paying at home. We all have things going on outside of this. All we're trying to do as staff.
I'm static recording this, guys, so you'll get to see the whole thing once I get home. Somebody just about got arrested, so that's why I went live.
And as a mom who has had my children
This is the City of Flint City Council meeting, and this is an absolute clown show.
Very well behaved. So I do want to say this. So last year we did have the names of the organizations. This year we don't, and that is a problem for me. I would like to see who we're giving money to, and I will not approve anything unless I see who it's going to. One, because we have a lying bishop who said, I brought people here from, let me read the post, a whole post that I don't even know how to do with boots on the ground. It just happens to be her lying bishop. And so when she stated, and this is why, because I don't believe him teaching people faith when he can't even tell the truth. So
Sorry, everyone, I can't really comment because I'll get kicked out of the meeting for disrupting.
I must speak up. This is embarrassing and out of order on every level. For a city council member to orchestrate a line dance or a city council meeting is ridiculous. To bus people in from Chicago to disrespect our city government is a huge dereliction of duty. So much important city business going on undone because members of the council, less than 50% attendance. This madness must stop. My attendance is not less than 50%. But I'm not going to give money to a bishop who tells lies and puts it on social media and then watch you. I won't do that. So you guys can get the organizations, put it there like we did. Like, we're not asking you to do something that you didn't do prior last year, and you put them on our agendas, the same names, which when it first came back up, it was the same organizations that were on there. We didn't receive anything different, and when questioned, now we don't have any. So if you can get the organizations, because if I am a nonprofit, I'm going to let you know that I'm interested. We don't even have names. I will not blindly vote yes on something that we don't even have a name on, and we don't. And that's just not fair. And I think it's also unfair to say people will not do it because they did it last year. All of the organizations last year put their names on there. Now, if the mayor chooses to do this 75,000 and under, which seems to be his go-to, then that's his choice. He can do it 3 times, which will pay for it. But without names, and we did it last year, because we can't say, I think it's wrong to say, as council, sign this blank check and we'll figure it out later. That same thing happened with the golf courses, that we paying them $72,000. We don't know how much they're taking in them liquor sales. We don't know about the marijuana parties that they have there. The city's not getting in that revenue. What? So I'm just saying, if you can get the names, because not having the names, I don't see, or certain council people not having them, it's not going to be approved. Give me some names, then we can look at it. We did it last year. There shouldn't be a problem doing it again this year, putting the names. If they're, we got them. Last year we had enough that do it. They got their money. They got it. So it should be this year, but slipping it through and I'm not saying that it's you, Seamus, that's doing it, but it seems to be very disingenuous to not put the names on there saying, you better sign it, or we're gonna call a press conference and call you obstructionists, call you terrorists, and say council doesn't get anything done, because that's what the mayor does. He's done it repeatedly to the council members that he doesn't like, and the new.
Half the council isn't here.
The city council, when if you
I don't know
have
how they
stuff
could do
here,
any
because
voting.
we can approve this, maybe we're not sure about this organization. We don't have any organization to even deny
I
right
can't say
now.
half, there's two of
One.
them
I know it's not
missing.
you, and that way I understand.
Request for information.
What's your request?
Didn't she just deny cause was that Pastor Martin's church? I'm not sure, but it denied like
Bishop,
because you
because
just
this is
said,
my time.
she just said that we don't have any
Listen.
organization to deny. And she just.
There is
said-
no name on here. He has. Yeah.
Cat fight again.
Because the clock was a ticket.
Yeah, go ahead and put it back to 10
No, we're
seconds.
gonna stop the clock. When we mind.
Go ahead, Mr. President.
Listen, we don't have any. No one, you have not given us one name. If you give us some names, I don't think we should be using tax dollars to let Bishop Martin teach people about faith.
It totally is.
So, I think that has actually been stated by Ms. Sparks several times that.
This
it
lady
is,
here is a
increasingly
tyrant.
difficult to get people to want to be a part of the program simply because there's no guarantee that there will be a program. And so there has been outreach to multiple organizations, but again, their response has been the fact that, are we sure we're going to have a program? I do agree with you about the fact that it is deeply unfair for anyone to make this political, or any of the sort when you are simply up here trying to explain a program. If you would like to give us some more information, I know you've already talked several different times on this, so go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just, again, there seems to be a lot of stuff going on and said here, but ultimately, the things that's not been mentioned much is the youth, and this is all about just getting youth work.
Right.
Again, whatever the politics aside, this is all about getting new jobs for the summer. I was program director for the CVIPI program, and in that capacity, I had a great opportunity to see the need in reducing violence in the city. And one way of trying to reduce violence is to have jobs for youth, jobs for young people. And this is a great opportunity for that. And we hear a lot about the entities that they're worried about funding, but I don't hear a lot being said about the youth, and that's what this is about, giving youth jobs. Like I said, I have 3 kids. I would love when they're older to have opportunities like this, living in Flint, to have a summer job, keep them busy in the summer, don't be worried about them, so.
And I think that you have brought it back to what is important. We have kids who are asking for summer employment, who are asking for something to do this summer, who are asking to positively contribute to society, while also making lifetime experiences and learning new skills. We have people who come up here all the time and say, hey, the youth are in trouble, we need you all to do something for them, we need help. And we did this program last year. It was very successful to the point where the administration had to come back and say, hey, there are more youth that would like to.
See on static recording, so you guys will get to see the whole thing.
Last year. And so now that we're doing this year, I think this was introduced early on enough for us to be past this point. I think one of the things, unfortunately, that happens, and you have the kids now being caught up in it, is the fact that people wait until they get to meetings to do the work and do their job, when our jobs are all day, every day, even though we're supposed to be considered part-time. We have this information, we have access to ask questions. I think another thing that also should be pointed out is that if there are some organizations that council trusts, that maybe council should send those suggestions to the mayor. Because what happens there is, it can easily be flipped and said, well, you're sending them because they're doing quid pro quo with you, right? And we don't have any proof of any of that. That can easily happen on the flip side. And so I just want us to be mindful and focus on the fact that there are youth who need these jobs. We know that in Flint, summertime comes and anything can happen. And so the best thing we can do to protect them is to guarantee them somewhere to be during the day, guarantee them some responsibility, guarantee them something to look forward to. And I urge my colleagues that there are some organizations that they send those to Ms. Shelley Sparks and say, hey, take a look at some of these organizations that do work, that can give the youth an opportunity. I know you wanted to say something?
Yeah, that was my question is, and I hear that there's this concern around no names, and, but my question is, in the event that we do somehow find entities that are interested, is the expectation then that when we put that on that resolution that they have to come to council before council? Will there be guarantees that there will be a quorum that night, that when they come, they'll actually, things will happen?
No, I hear you. The goal is always moving. We don't know. The goal is always moving. The post is always something different. But it's, we hear, we want it done, but we're gonna do the post again. We don't know. What we do know is that the youth need jobs, and something that has to be done this summer. This is the city's opportunity to help families and help residents. If there are some organizations that council members think would be good for the youth to be aligned with, that we give those suggestions in order for the youth to be aligned with said organizations, so that we're not holding up this process. Students get out of school in a couple of weeks here and we have nothing for them. So I just want us to be clear that this is the holdup right now.
Thank you. Any other discussion? That the only one hasn't spoken is myself. So, I think my points have all been made. The fact is that people aren't going to be willing to submit applications to be a part of this program if the funding isn't going to be there. And this council has shown over and over and over again that they want to place people, and yet on a practical matter, those people are not going to apply for a position. Now, we can sit there and we can amend this resolution to say that council has final approval over the organizations, but I don't know that we want to do that. So, that's my time. I'm going to take a minute and Attorney Wallace, can you please give me your opinion on the camera stand issue, please?
Yes, I can. Okay, after looking at the definition, Merriam-Webster, standing alone or on its own foundation, free of support or attachment. So it's either or, standing alone or on its own foundation, free of support. The resolution 240181 says that all use of freestanding camera stands, including but not limited to tripods, camera stands, and physical devices used to support or elevate cameras. Cell phones or other video recording devices is restricted to an area designated by the city clerk in the northeast corner of city council chambers. So the resolution doesn't just speak to tripods. It speaks to any other type of device that is used to support or elevate a camera. Therefore, it's my legal opinion that whether it's a tripod standing on its own or a single device that's used to elevate or to support the camera, it should be restricted to the northeast corner.
Sir, I'm going to ask you to go back to the back corner, please.
They're asking me to go back to the back corner. I thought the rule said freestanding.
You're gonna keep
So
your
my
camera here now?
request
What?
is,
You just can't have it
looking
in
at the
the stand, okay?
definition, standing alone.
It's not freestanding.
His is one leg.
The rule says freestanding.
Or it's
Don't argue with me, you can argue
foundation
with the city
free
attorney
of
later.
support.
Right now, they're just saying.
It's
you
not
can't
free
have
of
it.
support because it takes his hand to balance it.
Yeah, see, listen to what she's saying.
If you wanna have it in
Says
your
elevated,
hand, that's not a problem, you just can't put it in the stand.
it's elevated.
Okay.
camera.
What, you think you scare me?
No, I just want you to do what you're told. That's it. Can we do that?
Oh, maybe if you get the hell out of my way.
By all means.
What's your name?
You don't know, do you? You don't know.
What's your name and badge number?
I'll tell you back there.
Oh, excuse me.
I will tell you back there.
Look at all these idiots. Got the idiot squad escorting me to the corner over here. Because people don't understand what the actual rule says. It's a fucking monopod. It's not self-supporting. I don't give a shit what the sign says. This is the First Amendment. I'm saying it quietly.
Thank you. This is the second.
Now, what's your name and badge number, asshole? What's your name and badge number, asshole? You said when we got back here, you'd tell me. What's your name and badge number? No, you tell me. Oh, so you want me to file a complaint against you? Because I guarantee your policies are to state your name and badge number, aren't they? Aren't your policies to state your name and badge number when asked? No, I don't have a problem with you. It's him.
Seamus, are you aware that,
How about you? Will you tell me your name and badge number?
no, I don't have a badge number. That students.
Why not?
Because I don't have.
Okay, what's your name?
I don't have to provide that.
No. Bunch of tyrant motherfuckers.
Are you also aware one of the recipients?
These guys are pieces of shit.
Also aware that one of the recipients, organization gave a job to one of their own.
I'm obviously taking your word for your comment.
Request for information. Who were they? And who did they work for?
Are you aware?
Is it a fact?
It's on the paper, I'm assuming it came from the organization or from.
These guys are fucking clowns.
Request for information. Can we all receive the same paper so we all can be on the same?
Oh,
Okay. All right, so is there?
So, obviously, you're not aware, I'm gonna take that you're not aware of those things.
I'm standing in for President Myers, as I stated at the very start.
hold on, guys. I gotta put you in my pocket for a second.
Very start.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam.
Fucking assholes.
Okay.
Did I see WTTW? What's up, bro?
Non-resident students receive training. March 20th.
So see, now I can't hear what's going on. So they have violated my First Amendment already. This is Flint. Welcome to this world media, Flint.
Thank you. So, as we look, and our colleague won't tell us where, oh, exactly. We are looking to see where.
Pissed.
Point of information, I'm looking at the page and all of these say Flint, Michigan.
Yeah.
Fucking attorney doesn't know how to
Where else?
read.
All of these say Flint, Michigan.
Right. And we're talking about. Yeah, so, Madam Chair, could you put me on?
Totally up to you. They're probably going to be arguing this point for another half hour at least.
Madam Chair, he was the one that left talking about F you, so I just want to be on the words. You can't have people yelling out like you should have business. So anyway, it's my time, so we can just go ahead and let my time continue to roll. Thank you. According to this Flint Clean and Safe Summer Youth Job, I'm looking, Mr. Shanks, and I don't see it. I don't see one street that is not Flint. All of these streets look familiar to be City of Flint Street.
Is, they may say Flint, but that does not mean that they're in Flint. For example, my mother's address says Flint, but it's Mount Morris Township.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Burns. And that is the new McCree Theater, that is in the second ward, and that's also the theater of Jerry Carter's father. So we can go ahead and make sure that we don't give them funding because they are, so they are making sure that they are highlighting, accepting you, not Flint. So thank you for that. And so back to my point, I don't want to gatekeep. I want to uphold the rules. And so the rules say that you must only employ kids that live in Flint, which this is what the money is for. We want to make sure that that's the case. So since you have identified the New McCree Theater as an employer that is employing youth outside the city of Flint, we will make sure that.
She's speaking to my motives, telling me why I did not say that it was the New McCree. That is what you see.
Okay.
I did not say at all.
Can I address this? Mill Creek is actually in Flint Township, whether they receive payment or not, I don't know.
Thank you, though.
That resident is in Flint Township, and it is, the address of one of the streets.
Thank you.
No, point of request for information, Madam Chair. Did you know that what she said was, one of our colleagues said it was Mill Creek. The other colleague pointed out that that was under McCree Theater's, employment. I think we're missing the point. One pointed out that it was under, that it says Mill Creek, the other pointed out who the service provider was.
And I know that there was at least one person who was employed at Mill Creek who did not get receive funding.
All right, but this is what we have here, since we have colleagues that want to gatekeep. Colleagues that have said from their elected seat tonight that if an organization is here that they're not going to pass it, it's not our job to gatekeep. And it's not our job to approve the organizations. Our job is to pass money and ordinances. That's what our job is to do. And our job is also to meet with the mayor as he extended the olive branch to the office so he can hear our priorities. He's been saying that all year and he sent out another email. And so we have colleagues that refusing to do so. So going back to my point. So seeing that the New McCree Theater.
Point of order. She does not need to speak a violation of Robert's Rules 43.21. She don't know if we denied to meet with him or not. So stop her from lying. Go ahead.
Okay, so this conversation wouldn't even need to be had if you meet with the mayor. But the point is, our colleague pointed out that Mill Creek is not in Flint, you're right. And Mill Creek, McCree is employing students that lived on Mill Creek. So what we just came to the conclusion of, the New McCree Theater is employing people outside Flint.
I think we might want to look at Ichabod Avenue.
Wait till you guys see the full video.
That's the Flint Church.
All right. Well, all right, thank you. So if you can look up on the property corner, because I don't like to assume, so Madam Chair, can we pause the time?
What's up, AKA?
So we can just, so we can look that up, because I want to be clear, and I want to be
Now that I'm not in
factual.
the front row, I can talk, kind
We know
of.
that the city really have an odd relationship with the truth, so we want to make sure that
Is that like your bishop and you?
Excuse me.
Request for
I was just gonna answer the question.
Go ahead.
That is not in the city. Same with,
So my association with the truth is really good then.
Right, okay, so we can go ahead and go to that as well. Again, this is not about gatekeeping. I'm not up here saying who I will not give money to without a valid reason. And so we need to move on and do what's in the best interest of the youth. Let's pass these jobs, but it's been stated on the mic that we are gatekeeping the 6th ward. And furthermore, can we please have our officers go in the back, because they should not be yelling out and blurting out. They should not. They're being disorderly in the back corner.
They absolutely are.
Is the officer there? All right, well, we need to have stop hiding and let's go ahead and enforce the rule.
Thank you. So I'm sorry to our police that you are being weaponized against the residents. I can't do that.
But you saw that you interfered when the police were trying to do their job last week, so make sure when we be sorry.
That was incorrect.
Go ahead.
So, thank you. So, who vetted these, whoever vetted these, I don't think that they were vetted properly, because it states a Flint address, but all that intelligence, you should know better. I do want to say this, when we talk about, I'm definitely not.
Wow.
But we last year did not have the, we had the names, and that's what I'm saying to you. Now, I know that, the councilwoman in the 2nd ward was accused. No, you were stressed enough, and so I don't really need you. I'm good with you. I do know that, when we talk about it, like I said, some of these addresses may stay Flint, but they're not. But I know I'm not gatekeeping and all this gaslighting, she needs to stop. This is whoever's responsibility to, check these addresses. And the mess that she's in, her energy is just nasty tonight, and it's very unacceptable. And she was a stickler on making sure people would get fed in her ward in St. Mark. So I surely know she wouldn't approve it, because they had the audacity to feed people who were hungry that were coming through that line. So I think that, and I'm looking at some of these other addresses.
4853.
Yeah, there's some ones they do need to be put in the property portal, so if she's trying to flip this script on us.
Linden Lane.
And then to come off and to say, I want to say this, her theater does absolutely great work, and
Request information.
I'm not answering you, so you.
Request for information. Thank you. So what do you mean by those are her people?
So that's an improper request for information.
No, that's
So the creator does absolutely great work in this community, and I will not let her, nasty opinion and comments speak to the good deeds that happen, and she also likes to use that facility and has been there. So McCree does good work in this community, they will continue.
Yeah, I only have
Now,
one
whether that's
monopod.
Councilwoman Winfrey Carter,
I'm
the
holding
senior
it
most
in my other
councilwoman's
hand.
father, has nothing to do with that. You are always just keeping up mess. Get your list together, we won't have to question it. And that's the part that you need to stop with. So if these are, and some of these are not Flint.
I'll try and post the full video tonight from my static recording, which should be nice and steady. Shit was popping off. That's why I got the live stream going.
Please stay relevant, germane to the resolution.
So if we needed to go through, and it has been something that is important with these children, this is not our list. We didn't vet them. Now, she can go through her pastors too. I don't know if this one is either.
Linden
We're
Lane.
looking at them.
Linden Lane.
Yeah, well, yeah. So what do you got to say about your church not living in Flint?
Excuse me, we have a request. What's your request?
The last zip
Is
code.
word everywhere that there's, three,
485.
The audacity of that, can she speak to that?
This is just crazy.
Madam Chair.
Let's get the organization.
Madam Chair, I would like the floor. So we just spent, I don't know how much time, rather than focus on youth jobs, doing everything but. So when the conversation needed to be about youth jobs and why they should have jobs and maybe, giving some organizations, there was no energy, there was no answers, there was nothing. But now that we need to pick it apart because we don't want it to succeed, because we're mad that it succeeded last year because it was the mayor's initiative, now we need to pick apart. Whose name did I say? Whose name did I say?
Just said that you don't.
Whose name did I say?
Excuse me, no arguing.
You do not want it to
This is
succeed.
freaking
Whose
circus.
name did I say?
It's a regular circus in here. This is
Thank you, 'cause
hilarious.
I didn't say that one name, hit dogs will holler. Now, as I was saying, we're doing everything but focused on, because this could have, been done before this meeting, but because we need to tear it apart publicly to make ourselves look good, look like we're not attacking youth jobs, now we gotta do this right here at this meeting, when reality is,
Excuse me, now she is speaking from.
whose name did I say?
You're only the council members up here, so you're picking it apart. You're
Whose
starting
name
up.
did I say?
Madam,
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Before we go ahead.
Take this one, we in the middle of this point of order, can you come to bring first?
43.21.
Point of order. She called that rule like 15 times and it's been wrong tonight. And according to our rule, if you continue to abuse privilege motion, you will be brought to order. And so, you don't agree? Okay, oh, we good? Okay. All right, no, let's just see how good we be if you're gonna continue to allow her to violate the council rules.
Go ahead, Mr. Shad.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us again. Go ahead. Could you pause? They're wasting my time, pause.
Oh my God.
Can we get it back at 2:06? Go ahead.
Through you to Councilman and the 8th Ward, going back to what you're saying about the names, Councilwoman, of the organizations. We can get an idea what that looks like, what that means. And my question was, I'm not sure if you're sitting there, the last round was, does that mean that we have these names?
Point of order.
We're on my time. That's on my time.
Shit.
My point is, she's talking about telling you need to stand on business.
Oh, shit.
Do you want to point of order? Are you gonna point at her or you
All
gonna?
right, we are now abusing point of orders to out of control. This is, you're all, this is the last time. Go ahead.
We're on my time. I was listening to him.
You sure are. Go ahead.
There is somebody in the back yelling out, and so you might want to deal with that.
Is the officer on his phone?
I don't know.
Yeah, the officer is on his phone paying no attention to the meeting.
Like I was saying, I understand what the councilman in the 9th Ward was asking about earlier, and had a discussion about that, the potential fiduciary. I understand there's others that are in support of this. I really want to see this pass. I know the administration wants to see this pass. So again, I'm speaking to the councilman in the 8th Ward through you, and the councilman in the 6th Ward, and Councilman Burns. If you could give us an idea of what that looks like. Is the expectation that we make a list for 20, 30, who knows how many people, how many entities or companies that are interested? Did they all have to come in before you guys? Will you guys be here? Will they have a quorum? Will they be coming in wasting their time? All of that sort of stuff. I'm just bringing that before you. I really want an understanding of how we can move this forward, because this is chaos right now, and it's not about what it's about. This is about the youth getting jobs, the youth need jobs, the youth need to be off the streets in the summer. We see it. We're been asked constantly as an administration, what are we doing for the youth? What are we doing for the young people? This is an opportunity to show that we're actually doing something. We can be joined in unity in doing this and making this happen. And again, we are staff, we're here to do our jobs. We want to do our jobs. We don't want to be sitting here listening to this crap.
And I wholeheartedly agree. It was what I said, they were off on all these different tangents, when the whole point of this resolution at this point in time is to talk about these jobs. If there were organizations that they wanted to see brought forth, then those organizations.
First name is
could have been brought
Seamus.
forward to
His first name
the
is Seamus. I don't
administration.
know
If you don't
what
wanna talk to the mayor, you
Seamus,
can talk to
yeah.
Ms. Mark Green, you can send an email. Clearly, Seamus is willing to talk to all council members, so an email can be sent to him. But the bottom line is, right now, everything is being done to derail something that can help the youth for the summer. Thank you.
I'm not going to take any time. This is the vote to send resolution 250140 to council. I do need 5 members in their seat to vote. And I only have 4. I do need council members in their seat to vote for this resolution.
She's not listening.
Council members, please return to your seats so that we can vote on this resolution.
Cue the carnival music.
Council members, please return to your seats
Look at
so
her.
that we can vote on this resolution and go forward.
She's sitting there ignoring what the chair of the council is telling her to do, and she's still out here in the audience. That's pretty ridiculous. She's trying to talk to all the different cops to see if they can put a stop to people talking. It's hilarious. None of them want to do it.
All right, please take your seat.
Someone said now she's calling
This
the
is the
chief.
vote to send resolution 250140 to
She's
council.
refusing to go back to her seat. What the hell?
Yes. Ms. Burns?
I abstain because we've heard information that we do not have.
What the hell is she doing?
What is your point?
We can only abstain if it's a personal conflict.
It's a personal conflict for me.
Personal conflict.
What the hell is this lady doing? She's supposed to be up there for the vote.
Yes.
She's totally ignoring the council
Fiber.
because she's so butthurt about the cameras and the people commenting about her bullshit. It's freaking hilarious.
Yes. No, no. There's 2 yes, 2 no, 1 abstention, that fails. The next resolution is 250155, 2025-2026 master fee schedule. Entertain a motion.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion that we move this to council.
Motion on the floor to send resolution 250155 to council by Councilwoman Stepford. Is there support? I'll support that. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
there were questions last week about the master
I
fees.
think she needs a whole case of Snickers.
I can step on Mr. Moore.
No, we do.
You won't have an answer, Mr. Moore. I asked who can speak to, the budget or how much about the percent of the fees.
It's kind of hard trying to hold one phone in a stick and one phone by itself.
Well, can we still ask some questions about the fees and how they were released in the bill?
Yeah, she's here.
Is she here?
Ms. Wiggins?
I think high school student councils have more decorum than this group. It's disgusting.
Hi, Mrs. Prince, how are you? Good. So I have some questions in regards to, your director.
She's trying to call somebody who cares.
How many employees do you have? Just the one, just the one. We also, of course, if we were, personal service contract, we didn't get it. After that several times, and so for us to have a Senate on there that's running, so on the master fee schedule, my question was for, how did you, were you a part of the process where they, it was the 450, 100, 450, 350, 100? How did that come about for the master fee? It gave the different age groups. Here, reason why that we have we have a membership fee, which is $350. You have a membership fee for $350. I mean, that's rental fee. Yes, for if you're a member of Main Center, you only have to pay $350 for rental. If you're not a member, you pay $450 for rental. If you
The
are
only cop in here acting normal is that one. That guy was being an asshole.
It's not just the senior center,
And that guy was being an asshole.
or they're not just.
And so was that guy.
Because I believe
That little fucker right there.
And I'm thinking that fee may be different, because won't you be doing a project, with the Center with another group? I'm not sure, I have to do my research, and I'm not sure.
Short stack of shit over there.
Okay, I believe there's another, the coalition, I have to look at with Mark Evans, and I believe they're supposed to be in the center. So I don't know how those fees, if they're utilizing that, how that's going to be. And I believe they got.
I'm gonna pass this live stream off to one of my comrades here, because I need to go use the restroom.
For 5 years. Or you got a grant. Yeah.
Good.
Oh, bitch.
He's actually a good one. That one's a good one, and the big
Hey,
guy.
can you hold this for a few minutes so I can use the restroom?
Gosh, pal. I'm double recording. We're hungry, bro.
Yeah, there's someone that I'm Evans has a program that's not here.
She gotta stay here.
Any other discussion?
A member is an individual who lives in the city of Flint 55 years or more. That's considered a member of the main senior center.
How you doing?
Kenny is not open yet, so we have. I can only answer to, at this time, to main center.
Mm-hmm.
You like how they kicked me out?
I was running to get the charger.
Fucking the attorney doesn't know what freestanding means.
I've got your recorder on.
You can sue the attorney directly.
Fucking all the cops in there fucking surrounded me. I've got your recorder right here in my face. Yes.
I've got a recorder from back
I'm
here.
like, what the fuck, man?
Light them up.
They're trying to just get us kicked up from the hallway.
Yeah, so They got a First Amendment violation with that. Because their fucking little rule says freestanding. If I let it go, it falls over. It's not freestanding.
Article 6, Clause 2. Take your rules, shove them up your ass. That's what I'm coming with it.
Right?
You weren't blocking nobody, you weren't.
No, I was remaining quiet. This one's live. I went live right before they kicked you. Well, you can take that. That's the cover for that.
Yeah, you just talk about the kingdom. I just look after it.
Huh?
We're talking to two different entities, we're talking from 8 o'clock in the morning, Monday to Friday.
You got kicked out as you were passing your way out the door.
And we're not talking about rentals. Okay.
As long as they're not blocking anybody, they're fine. In order to block, somebody has to be trying to get through. So they could stand here as long as they move whenever somebody's trying to get through.
If a fire were to be out before that, that's a fact.
Come on, man. You're misrepresenting the words.
It says service communities.
He's out there. Out
So,
loud.
yes, so if you want to rent the center after, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the evening, and you're affiliated with someone who is a member, you are also privy to that discount.
Is there anything in writing showing all of these rules and regulations? Because this one says the master fee schedule. Just in the master fee schedule. So where in the master fee schedule does it say the description of members and not? I don't think so. It doesn't. And it's, where does it say that after hours it's a different rate or, 4-hour rental block for event for 80 years old or more, that's the only thing that identifies. I would like the rules and regulations and all that stuff that regarding these charges in writing, in descriptions and all of that. And is this only a senior center or is this a community center?
This is the name of the city is the Main
Agreed,
Senior
Shannon.
Center and Community Service Center. That's the name of the center.
So it's not exclusively senior center?
Well, and you know what, I'll do my research and I'll get back with you.
Mr. Moore, were we able to run through those reports that I requested? We can work on, I think, school, and, I just haven't had time to do that. We're talking about for the, individual charges. Right. There is, the, system does have a lot of information. Just takes some time to generate.
Any other discussion of the first one?
It's not an easy thing to do, but we can do it. It just takes some time.
Okay, any other discussion? Any other discussion? Any discussion? Oh, okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Madam Chair, for you to, the director of the center,
Ms. Wiggins, yes. Mrs. Wiggins.
thank you for coming back up. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for, trying to provide answers. Because I do want to clarify that you said it's called the Mays Senior and Community Service Center. I also want to clarify that I did hear you say the fact that from 8 to 5 is 8 a.m.
Correct.
Okay, from 8 to 5, that it is a senior center, in fact, that it is exclusively for seniors to use the services there. That in the evening, other members of the community have the ability to, utilize that location as well. Correct, and I know that, you all also offer different, classes or initiatives that happen in that building as well.
Correct.
Right, so I believe that that is where the community service center part comes in, because the community is welcome to use the building, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and then I also believe I heard you say that members of the senior center, so 55 and older, that they have a discounted rate, and then if you're over 80, it's even more of a deep discounted rate to use it for special events after hours.
Correct.
Okay, and then I believe I also heard you say that non-members, meaning, people that are under the age of 55, so 54 and below, can also use the center for special events after hours as well.
Correct.
Okay, because I'm understanding, I hear what you're saying, and I see where the community service center part is coming in. So thank you, because your explanation was a good detailed explanation, and I just want you to know that it was, and it was clear. So thank you for giving a clear, detailed explanation. I appreciate that. And you also made it clear that McKinley Center is not open quite yet. And so if you're not over there, so you would not have details on a center that you are not yet running, correct?
Correct.
Thank you, because you made that very clear as well. That was perfectly clear, so thank you for being clear when you said that. Thank you for also stating that because McKinley Center is not open, that there are, some things still being worked out for what it will look like once it is open. And so because you don't have the, responsibility of the center yet, you can't speak to the services there because they're still being worked out. Did I hear that correctly?
That's correct.
Thank you. You were very clear when you said that as well. Also, as it relates to the McKinley Center, you said that once it is open and everything has been negotiated, that you will have, some direction over that center. So you would be able to come back and then speak to that in the fee, and if there are any fees associated with that one as well, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. You've been very clear tonight on who you are and your responsibilities as it relates to the Mays Senior and Community Service Center, and as it relates to the not yet open, not yet under your direction, McKinley Center. Thank you. I yield.
Okay, anybody else? I'm gonna take them. See, I think everybody's voted, except for Mr. Jarrett, did you want to speak? Okay, so I'm gonna take some time,
I still don't know if it's clear. I don't know.
because it doesn't make sense to go back, if the pricing seems to be identical to the Mays Center for McKinley. And, if we're gonna have that event open this year, already.
It's
having
clear that lady has a big
makes
mouth,
a
that's
lot
for
of
sure.
sense. And, if they don't open, then there will be no fee assessed because it's not available. And I wanted to make that clear. All right, anybody in the second round?
Madam
Go
Chair,
ahead.
I want to be very clear, it was not clear. So,
Oh, this lady's
you are hired to
awesome.
run the McKinley Center and the Mays Center, is that correct?
At this time, I was hired to operate Mays Senior Center and Community Center.
Lady is great.
Okay, until I see what, and it's no offense to you, what your job description is, I will not be approving this. We don't even know how much you make. That did not come before us, just like the two new,
Request information.
Which request?
Is her salary a part of the resolution?
it will state her job description and what she does. And she didn't know
Excuse
that.
me, this is, through me, but I'm gonna answer that, is that this is just on the master fee schedule, it has nothing to do with her salary.
So for me, it does, and I could ask if I want, because I would like to just like it. So when it comes to the master fee, because it's actually on here. And so if you're not running that, they need, it's not open, then it needs to come off. It needs to come off until the time that it is up and running. We should not be putting something on there that it doesn't apply to. And I still would like to see her personal service contract. And it'll tell what the job description is, which deals with these centers which are on this master fee schedule. I've asked the deputies, not hired. You know, this is some ask for stuff we don't get. And so with this, we're saying also that these are two different things. If we're not using them particularly, then it needs to be amended to take it off. But if it's your job description to run that, then, you know, we need to make some adjustments. And I know that in job descriptions, they're very specific as to what you'll run. And that was my reasoning for asking, because if it's not open yet, and I know that Mark Evans, will be opening up, I don't know when. But my question is do we have, is there any senior, village funding that we get for the main center? Did we get any from the county?
Not at this point.
Okay, have we applied, have we been denied?
We've applied, going through the process. We still need to have,
No, it's Diet Pepsi, not Diet Coke.
Okay, so in the main center, they failed the building inspections, were you aware of that? I have to bring this out. Our own Flint Fire Department failed the main center. Why are we renting it out? And they did it from the senior village.
We did pass the inspections.
What did they pass?
Because
Because when you submit over to the county, they have a whole list of things that failed.
that was prior to, our occupancy of the, main center. That
Can I
was,
get a copy of your occupancy, please, and we can all get that? Thank
Thank
you.
you. Anybody else in the second round?
It's the fire chief, that's the
Go ahead.
Mr. Morley.
I wish I needed to, that's for sure.
If I give you,
simple math, then it's simple.
maybe 10, 12 line items, how long before you can run reports on these line items?
Nothing simple and fun.
I can try to make it sometime. I have issue with the rental inspection meetings that, this is not Mr. Moore. I have several, and I know there's a litigation on a few of these, so I don't want to speak to them necessarily. But Mr. Moore, I will get you, I was hoping to get a sense of this, but if I can get you, 10 or 12 line items, hopefully we can put a report.
If I needed to, I would, but I'm sorry, I don't.
I'm in agreement with my colleague in the sixth ward. Until, we're shown how these centers are going to be funded, I think that having both of these community centers open, or on this master fee schedule, whether they're open or not, to me, is, putting the cart before the horse, because where's the funding coming from?
Because the diet has more carbonation and it gives you more ripping power.
Ms. Wade's salary right now, out of what account? The wages are coming out of, ARPA funding, I'm sorry, what? ARPA. And the, wages are coming out of ARPA? Yes, sir. Okay. And the academy supplies are, coming out of park recreation. So what expenses are
He's
those?
spending all the bills.
Like the lighting bill and that type of stuff? Right, yes, sir. Okay. There's also another, ARPA, resolution that, included capital for, the Hesworth Center. And, some of the bigger things that come out of that.
Keep them talking.
What bigger expenditures?
Yep, keep 'em
That'd be like, I think, full day or we purchased those for the basin? Yes. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Any other discussion in the second round?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
I do want
Should have
to,
strapped my pepper spray gun on.
And reiterate the fact that, you clearly stated your position, made perfect sense. And, what Councilwoman in the fourth ward said makes sense as well, and the fact that, the McKinley Center needs to be here because we're in this, the assumption is that the same thing that's being done at one center will be done at the other. So that's why the fees are the same, and that's why the fees are matching. And like Ms. Priestley said, that if the center is not open, there's no fee to assess, there's nothing to rent out, there's nothing to do with. I think that it is poor legislation, and I think that it is reactive to try to put something in afterwards. I think that that is, just simply not an intelligent way to legislate. I think what makes sense is to have that in there. And so that when the time comes and that center opens, because the fees are going to be the same, because we're treating the centers as the same, then the fees are already in place. There's nothing that has to wait to try to come back and be dealt with. The fact that it's already there, they're already being treated equally, and then should you need to rent that out or do whatever, those fees are already in place. That's just good governance. That's common sense governance. I do want to also, again, thank you for being here, because the problem is sometimes there are aggressive tones used towards you when it's not about you, when it has nothing to do with you. So I thank you for your grace under pressure. And you standing there and specifically doing your job and staying professional and answering the questions that you are asked. Even though they may be asked several different ways, and you're clear on all the ways that they're being asked, and the answers, there's nothing that you are trying to hide. You're simply coming before council as requested and answering questions about your position. I think another thing that my colleague in the fourth ward was 100% correct about is nowhere on this agenda, nowhere in this master fee is your salary. And so that's not a reason to hold up a vote about a master fee schedule. And so I want to, I'm sorry. Anyway, so again, just thank you for your grace under pressure. Thank you for coming to simply try and do your job. And again, you were clear on the fact that you are currently only running the Mays Center and Community Service Center. The Mays Senior and
Okay,
Community
who's
Service
keeping
Center
count? How many times this crazy lady says clear?
And so that's the one that you can answer for, because that's the one that contractually, the only one that you can run. You can't run something that's not open, can't have answers for something that's already up in the air. So thank you very much. Actually, you'll probably have to run on someone else's time.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in second? Yes, go ahead.
It was just pointed out to me that, the job description and the job posting was posted, and the city council, were to check their emails and apply the salary range and the job descriptions that were used for hiring.
What's your request?
I would like to have a personal service contract, but we know.
Hold on, wait, whoa.
You've had to stay the floor. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Proceed, Mr. Were you done?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Would you like to add anything else, Ms. Williams? No, okay.
Seamus is back up there.
It was a competitive posting, too.
You said it was competitive.
Just to explain it.
Okay, thank you, and thank you so much.
What's your request?
Our request is, this is being paid out of our,
No, I don't have that information, so that should be secondary information. So, thank you so much. Yeah, so you all can definitely have a seat. Thank you so much for your time and your commitment to the city. And so what we need to do is, make good use of our time. Ask good questions during our time. That's what we're supposed to do. And so, we have another senior citizen center that's slated to be open. And then we hear that, it may not get a vote, the massive fee schedule might not be a vote because of the executive salary. not the same thing. And so hopefully we can pass this because we need to have every single resource activated legally in this city that we can. And so we also need to pass this master fee schedule as well, because it determines clearly the master fees for this, for the city. This isn't our first time on having an understanding what the master fee schedule is. We all know what it is, we know what it does, and we know what we need to do during this time. So I'll be convinced not to pass this. We had a long time to get all the details that we needed. We even had this weekend, Madam Chair. So when exactly, did we get information, I guess, about the master fee schedule? When did we know this was gonna be on the agenda?
We received this resolution,
Okay, 23rd. Oh, the 13th, okay, got it. And so we had our pretty all different, so we need to change this approach up through you, Madam Chair.
Yeah, just a couple of points that were raised to clarify. The job is posted and it's available there. I can send you the link, it's still actually there. You can see it. And it was a competitive process, so initially we put it out to bid for a contract only bid on it, so we went into a competitive process, but also on the funding source. City Council approved a resolution that Emily Dore put up together a few months ago that paid for a number of positions, and 2 community centre liaisons were in that initial resolution that was approved by council. That's all front.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Miss, okay, go ahead, Mr. Jarrett.
Through you to whomever from the administration can speak to the water sewer bill rates on
Mr. Moore.
Mr. Moore, line 634 through 637. Residential city either size. And these are, if I understand correctly, the lines that are serving the homes, and there are 4 different sizes. Okay, so if when your home was built, you have a 5 by 3/4, you pay this, but you pay under $30. Right. Size 1 inch or more, you pay $58 to have access primarily, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, is this the body then that can make adjustment to these?
Yes, make adjustments to the water rate, water involved, process. Unfortunately, we need to make sure there's certain rules that we have to follow.
So what do we have to do to lower the monthly access rate? Because someone bought a house, not realizing that they have a 1 inch or 1.5 inch or 2 inch, and I'm gonna pay forever double just to have access. Not that I'm using more, but to have access.
I believe there's a process that they can get on a small size meter which will reduce the flow, reduce the heat for
Okay, what adjustment though can be made to the feed itself? How do we go about that, changing this 58 maybe to 48?
First up, probably having a water rate study. When you set water rates, you have to make sure that you meet certain guidelines that are established by the state. Because they can't just, can't have arbitrary rate with a different step. They have to, there's a process that they have to follow, they have to meet certain criteria, in order to set the rates.
Okay. So we're not the body that can work to do that.
Well, we can, if you give us some feedback, we can get the work done, but if there is a process, lower the rates, you have to make sure that,
Thank you.
rates are
Mr. Moore, you can continue on my time. I'm the only one who hasn't spoken.
You had to make sure that the different rates, meet the criteria that the state has.
Okay, so, Mr. Moore, Eagle set some of this. I know that I had a business in my ward that called me up complaining that her water rates went up. And Eagle, she had been being billed as a residential when it was a business, and Eagle made the city change it and, charge her business rates. So Eagle does have some control over what we charge, even though it's our water system. They have some oversight.
That's correct.
Thank you. This is the vote to send resolution 250155 adoption of the fiscal year 2026 masterpiece schedule.
Yes, Swiss cheese. It's the counter that's on those TV screens. When it reaches 0, that's the sound it makes.
Mr. Allen is absent. Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Vote 4 yes, 2 no.
Vote is 4 yes, 2 no, that motion fails. Motion on the floor by Councilwoman and Councilman in the 8th ward to keep the finances restored. It's supported by Councilwoman Fiscal. This is the vote.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Mr. Shad? Piper? Yes. Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Vote is 6 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 6 yes, 0 no. Just for people's understanding, that without this masterpiece schedule, we are interpreting, not passing the budget.
What they about to go?
The next one is 250156-T, assessment streetlight cost fiscal year 2026.
I told you.
Is there moved by the Councilwoman in the second ward, is there support? It's been supported by the Councilwoman in the second ward, is there any discussion?
This comes through you, Mr. Moore, is there any kind of, honestly, I can't remember who you guys were speaking to about what we're gonna do with the funds that we have in this account? Was it you? We had a great conversation about that. Has there been any, Madam Chair, can you bring order?
Please, people, we are trying to listen, and that actually, it's on both sides of the chambers, both the administration and, in the audience.
Has there been any discussions inside of the administration on this, light up the city plan or whatever that hit the press about how we're gonna spend this money?
Not sure I understand. We have talked about how we want to replace all of.
You know, I think my conversation was with Patsy, that's why, probably, for, I think it was Patsy.
Ashley, are you here? Is Ashley here?
Let's see.
Okay.
That's why we had an in-depth conversation with Ashley, especially, given the amount of money that we have in this account, of yearly, 4 to 5 million, maybe more, is there any, thoughts, which is 2 years in reserve, is there any thought?
I'm not sure who that is. He works for the city, that's all I know.
Assessment.
We have had some discussion about that, with the new lights for long-term that will reduce our overall cost for the.
Well, I hope so, it was told that we were gonna reduce it by 50%.
So, we had that discussion about trying to reduce it, internally, we talked about, reducing it by $7 to $8. Yeah, bring it down, 5 to 12%, and, because we don't wanna reduce the.
No, I'm with you, and I'm not necessarily, advocating that we lower it. I'm advocating we either lower it or we spend the money and get rid of all these dark spots in the city. Because we have all this money, so why not use it?
We are planning to expand the number of lights. The plan is to, overlay the dark spots with the prime apps and hit those areas first, make them a lot brighter. And then we'll plan to do that throughout the city, so hopefully make the city a lot brighter over time.
When is that gonna start?
That'd be the actual question.
I'll listen to my other colleagues on what they want to do with this, but to me, we have 2 years in reserve, and we just spent $2 million ARPA dollars to, lower our operating costs by allegedly 50% is what we were told. So I would like to see a plan or like to see us reduce this, so, but to me, to charge the same amount, we have such a surplus in this fund, why not give it back to the residents? That's my point. Because, I mean, why not give it back to the residents and take whatever we give back in this, and instead of raising garbage 30% next year, maybe we, change that garbage number this year and reduce this one, so it's an offset equal cost. I mean, to me, that makes more sense than, throwing the 30% garbage on next year on the blue, when we have excess funds in this one. So, do you have an opinion on that, Mr. Moore?
I think that'd be a different, I'm gonna get over that, that'd be fine.
All right, I'll listen to my colleagues, thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
All right, guys, this phone is about to die, so I'm gonna have to end this live stream because I don't have a second cord to keep this phone going.
Yeah, to Mr. Moore. So what is it gonna take, or what would it take to start the process to do the offset that the councilman paid for?
I think just give staff direction.
As soon as I get home tonight, I'll upload the full video so everybody can watch it from start to finish.
Okay, so direction to the staff to write a resolution to do such.
To reduce the, water, not water, reduce the streetlights and to